Hi everybody, welcome to Zero Yon. Today I'm going to be testing out the Bilt Hamber Snow Foam. This is the touchless one, and what I'm going to be doing is testing it on my incredibly dirty Abarth 595 Competizione. Now this car hasn't actually been cleaned since I bought it. I've saved it to do this review with this product. Now obviously I have my Bilt Hamber Touchless Snow Foam, I have my Snow Foam Lance, and I have the Karcher K4 Full Control Jet Wash as well. Now with this Snow Foam, it is incredibly important to get the right panel impact ratio, or to be in you, that's the dilution rate. Basically the amount of product to the amount of water you need to fill into your Snow Foam Lance. The easiest way to do this is to take your 1 litre Snow Foam bottle, fill it up to the 1 litre mark, and then all you do is simply run your pressure washer and just basically fire the water coming out of it into a bucket, for example. And then what you do is you monitor when your bottle is actually empty, or all that 1000 millilitres is actually used up. Then you take the total amount you have used, times that by 0.04, and that effectively tells you how much product you need to use into your Snow Foam Lance. So for me, with my setup right here, I need around 480 millilitres of product. So of course I've got that all set up. We're going to Snow Foam the car and just see how clean it actually gets it. Now I have used a bunch of other Snow Foams, including G-Technic, etc, before, and I have to say this has gone on really nice and pretty thick actually. It's really important of course to get the right dilution ratio. Now one thing I have to confess and say, a mistake I used to make when I was Snow Foaming my car, I always used to think it was pretty good to just jet wash the car with plain water first and make sure that obviously I got the bulk of the dirt off, thinking that it would leave the Snow Foam to do its work, but unfortunately that's not quite the case. By doing that, you are increasing a barrier that the Snow Foam has to actually work through and fight through. You are much better doing what we've done right here and applying Snow Foam on a directly dirty car without any water intervention. Now just a quick look round the car while we are waiting for that to dwell. You can see the amount of dirt which is actually running off this car. That clearly shows just how much Snow Foams and doing that pre-wash does really get rid of some of the dirt on the surface of your vehicle. So we have left it to dwell, but as you can see, you should never allow Snow Foam to dry on the panel. It's going to cause you some problems later on down the line. So what we're going to do is, the sun is beating down on the car. I did start this when it was quite cold, but of course when the sun comes out it does warm up pretty quickly. So let's rinse this off, get the Snow Foam off and see how much of an impact it's had on the paintwork of our car. So if we remember this really dirty bonnet, that has pretty much come up sparkling. In fact, actually, you know, rubbing my finger on this, there's really not much dirt left on there at all. Look, you know, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there's pretty much, the dirt is pretty much all gone. There are a few areas just down here where of course the bug splatters was. I don't really want to touch it, but you can see just gently rubbing my finger over that, it just comes off. I'm applying no pressure here, guys. I've got a sticky bug on my finger now thanks to that. All looking down the bottom side of the car where you would expect it to be incredibly dirty. Again, most of it is already off, but the only bit that does actually remain is just on the back, as you can see here. But like I say, the Snow Foam is a tool and the point is to just loosen this dirt, and as you can see, just gently pushing my finger over this, it has done exactly that. Even the wheels, considering how dirty they was before, you can see that Yeah, we're not in the sun anymore, but for completely unprotected wheels, you know, it has lifted that dirt and there's been a huge degree of cleaning actually going on. So to summarise, the Bilt Hamber Snow Foam Touchless has done absolutely fantastic job on our paintwork. Don't forget, this snow foam is a process rather than an end result. It's not designed to replace an actual contact wash. It's more part of the process. But I must say that, quite honestly, if you wasn't hugely into cars and you didn't have to be a perfectionist like I am, you could actually snow foam this with that Bilt Hamber Snow Foam. It's done much better than any of the snow foams I've used in the past. I could just pretty much leave that to dry if you wasn't big into cars and actually just drive it around and it would look perfectly fine. Of course, not what I'm going to go do now is wash the car properly, but ultimately the snow foam, like I've already mentioned, did do an absolutely fantastic job. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. It is more expensive than other products you can buy, but it does a better job. And of course, you do use slightly more with this as well, so I would advise getting the bigger carton of it. Typically, the other snow foam I would use was dilution ratio 100 millilitres to 500 millilitres of water. This I used 480, so nearly half in my snow foam bottle, but it did a much better job than any of the snow foams, like I've already mentioned. So guys, that wraps up that video. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're awesome, and until next time, see you again soon.